lays its magic on the ground, then waits for the night to cover light and sound. The last breeze of summer strokes gently my hair, rustles the trees and carries some leaves to where the river gets wider, to float into the sea. As the sky turns yellow, a bird rises to the sky, leaves behind all sorrow, never comes back, never regrets. Some people say we should follow, some people say we should wait for tomorrow, 'cause home is the place we have always been safe from the storm. Turns bluer, the ship leaves the shelter port, sets sail to open waters, never comes back, but never forgets. Some people say we should follow, some people say
大家好，那欢迎大家来到今天的蹦蹦 music， 相信大部分的人应该是在线上，然后跟我们一起收看这个就是interview。那在这之前呢，就是我想请我们在这边接受访谈的这些音乐家们，然后先让他们介绍一下他们自己。那我们就开始。Guys, I would like you guys to like give a short introduce of yourself, like tell the audience what's your name and where you're from and which city are you living now.
My name is Julian Moreen. I'm from Germany. I play the piano, I sing, and well, we just moved, so I'm kind of between cities.
Okay.
Can't really say where I live.
Okay.
Hi, my name's Andrew Cheng. I'm from Malaysia, and like Julian, we were both living in New York, but now we're kind of in between.
So you're a guitarist, right?
Yeah, I'm a guitar player.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Hi, my name is Eugene Seow, and I am from Singapore. I'm the drummer for this band, and just like Andrew and Julian, I was in the States for a while, and that's where I met them.
好，大家好，我叫刘玉佳，我是唯一一个没有用英文的。那我来自台湾，那现在也是台湾的乐手。对，那家乡在台南，现在在台北工作 ，full-time musician.
Welcome.
Welcome.
So, okay, I think that as a musician, it's very important to like if we want to understand your music, it's very important to understand your background first, because like everybody has a different background and it kind of reflects in your own music. So, like Julian, could you talk about like what's your early influence on music? It's not necessarily about jazz. Every kind of music would be great. Yeah.
Because I've been listening to all tons of different genres of music. I grew up just listening to classical music only. My grandmother was playing the piano.
Oh, cool.
And and we lived together in the same house, so I heard her play mostly Beethoven, Bach, and Mozart.
Yeah.
Those three were favorites, so that's what I've been listening to when I was a young kid.
Yeah. When do you start to learn piano?
I was 6 years.
6 years. Is it because you want to learn, or like your parents want to have you learned the piano?
I think it was myself, but I don't really remember that moment.
Yeah.
I know there's some pictures where I'm really little on like a high chair at the piano.
Yeah.
So I guess I wanted to learn. I think I always wanted to kind of my grandma to show me how to do what she's doing.
I see. So when do you besides classical music and jazz, do you listen to other kind of music like pop or rock, any kind of?
Yeah. I think my songwriting actually is not really jazz writing.
Yes.
In that sense, it's much more influenced by pop music and maybe folk music.
Yeah.
So I listen to that kind of music. I like Sting a lot, Leonard Cohen.
Yeah.
Recently, I've been listening to a lot of Coldplay.
Yeah, I
So
see.
yes, I do listen to pop music, of course, and still classical music.
I see. So when do you start to learn jazz? How do you begin to involve with jazz?
Jazz. So when I was 12 years old, I had my first band, which was founded just with people from my class, my high school class. It just happened so that there were a lot of musicians in that class, and it was a pop band. I was a singer in the pop band, and we were covering some Robbie Williams, and I really liked Robbie Williams, and he released this album "Swing When You're Winning." It's swing, like standards, Frank Sinatra, that kind of music. And I didn't even know who Frank Sinatra is at that time.
Yeah.
And so I realized this is not actually Robbie Williams music.
Yeah.
This is much older music, so I got into Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin, Sammy Davis Jr. Through singing. And I wanted to do a big band. I wanted to have a big band. But I'm from a rather small town. I couldn't find enough musicians. I put an ad into the newspaper. I'm looking for musicians for a big band. But no success. So I ended up with a trio.
Yes.
And I couldn't.
That's a huge difference about the size.
For sure. I couldn't even find. First, I wanted to have a piano player. I wanted to just strictly sing.
Yeah,
And but then I couldn't find a piano player, so I decided, okay, I play some piano too.
Yeah.
Let's try that. And then I went full on just focusing on piano for a while with
Yeah,
that trio.
I see. That's very interesting because most of us are begin as instrumentalists, but you kind of like in jazz you kind of like begin like a vocalist.
Yes.
So do you think that because you apparently you like to sing, so do you think that it kind of like affect how you play?
For sure. I think the way I improvise is always coming through singing, I would say.
Yes.
So of course I practice. I don't practice improvising as a singer really.
Yes.
But every time I learn improvising, I always attempt to also sing it as
Yeah,
well.
I see.
And I feel like that comes through. Hopefully, I hope because I like that I sound.
Yeah, I see.
Yeah.
So as a piano player, how do you? I mean, in your when you begin to learn jazz, like who is your favorite pianist or who influenced you most?
So when I started playing, it was Misha Camilo from the
I see.
Dominican Republic.
Yeah,
That was the first jazz piano player that I listened to.
yeah,
And so in that trio that I had at that time, the drummer also happened to like a lot of Cuban music and so
Yeah, I
on.
see.
So we kind of did this whole Latin jazz fusion for a while.
I see.
That's how I started, and
I
then
see.
later on I got into other piano players, of course.
I see. So because when I listen to your playing, sometimes it will remind me of like some Israeli guy, Shy Maestro kind of stuff. Do you think you also influenced by that kind of piano player also?
I mean, I like him. I haven't really studied him.
Yeah.
Same with like Tigran Hamasyan and
Yeah.
those people. I listen to a lot of Keith Jarrett and like the European
Yeah. I see.
kind of sound. Keith Jarrett is not European, but like that sound from ECM records, that what I really like. But I think that somehow like Middle Eastern influence that maybe sometimes is in my music comes from two sources. One is I took a class at Berklee College of Music where most of us were studying except for Jack. And
Except him.
But I took that class called Microtonal Theory and Application.
Ooh, cool.
And although I can't play any microtones on the piano, so there I was actually just trying to sing it, which is like this is good for your ear, you know, like to those microtones. But I think that class really influenced me to try out some scales that are a little more coming from like the microtonal ideas.
I see.
And then I was playing with a Greek lute player.
Yeah.
And he also influenced my playing for sure when we were playing together.
I see. So let's go back to your childhood. And do your hometown has like a jazz scene over there, or kind of you basically like you taught yourself, or?
So my hometown is in Germany.
Yeah.
And it's a small town, it's 50,000 people.
Yeah.
So we don't really have a jazz scene there. We have one jazz club that's a good club. So that's actually just like I take a bike for 10 minutes and I'm there.
I
so
see.
yes, I can easily go listen to some great music.
Yeah.
But my high school had a jazz band as well, but it's not really like a music high school. So there was not so much. That's why when I said I tried to find that big band, and I couldn't find enough players. But if you go to Switzerland and you just cross the border, 20 minutes, there's even a jazz college.
Yeah.
And there's a pretty healthy scene there in Switzerland.
Do you study there, or you study elsewhere?
I didn't
jazz.
really. I took a pre-college course.
Yeah.
There. At the end of my high school, I took that, and my teacher was from that university.
I see.
Yeah.
And then you go to Berkeley College of Music.
Yeah, because he studied at Berkeley as
I
well.
see. Okay.
So he said it's a good school, and I mean there are many good schools in other places in the
yeah,
world.
yeah,
You know?
yeah.
But I just thought I'd try and see if I can get in there.
I see. So how when do you arrive in States?
In
When do you-
2013,
2013. I
Yeah.
see. Okay. Okay. Then I'll ask
of course.
Andrew, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what's your music background? How do you start? Besides guitar, do you start from any other instrument?
No, guitar was
Only-
basically my first instrument.
Okay. So what kind of music do you listen to when you start?
I guess rock music. You know, my dad was always playing rock music. I think like most guitar players
Yeah.
kind of start with rock music. Yeah, yeah. We don't know how to read music or anything. At first, yeah.
So do you have rock bands before? Like
Yeah,
in-
actually, yeah. Like
Yeah.
playing metal or whatever in high school. You know, that's kind of how I started.
Okay, so how do you kind of start to play jazz? Like, what's your first jazz record you own or listen to?
It was this Mike Stern record. Yeah.
Really?
I think it was called These Times with
I see.
Vinnie Colaiuta and
Yeah,
Richard
yeah,
Bonner.
I see.
Yeah.
Do you, so at the beginning you kind of more like start from fusion or
Yeah, because it was like kind of close to rock, I would say. You know?
yeah, I see. Okay,
Mhm.
then when do you go to do you have like formal musical training before you go to Berkeley?
Oh yeah, I mean, I took some classical guitar lessons, so I had that, and like that teacher kind of taught me theory and,
Yeah, I
and things
see.
like that. You know.
So you also play nylon string before?
Sure. Yeah, that was what I started with.
I see.
But then, like in school, I would just play metal.
Have you ever tried to combine these influence in
No.
your own music?
I mean, I guess subconsciously, you know, like
I think it's kind of weird. Like our generation guitarists mostly start from rock, but few of us keep on the rock side.
that's true.
Yeah, really interesting. Yeah,
Mhm.
the guitarist topic. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so when do you go to Berkeley?
The end of fall 2014 is when I went.
2014. Do you like the scene over there?
And you mean in Boston?
Yeah. And in
Well-
school or in Boston?
Yeah, it was good. You know, it's where I met Julian. And it's also where I met Eugene. But
Yeah.
I didn't get
Music
to play.
lovers.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't get to play with Eugene or anything. But with Julian, we played my senior recital together.
I see.
And now we're working together and we're on this tour, you know, so it's great.
I see. So after the school, you moved to New York also, right?
Mm-hmm.
I see. Do you like how do you think about these two cities, like the jazz scene difference?
I mean, New York is definitely a bigger city, a much
Yeah,
bigger
a
city.
Much bigger, right?
So Boston's kind of small. There is a jazz scene. It's okay, you know. There are definitely great players, but there's definitely not so many opportunities
I see.
to play or to meet.
I
new
only know
players.
there's a club called the Wallies.
Oh yeah,
Is there any others besides that one? Because I only heard of that one.
yeah. There are others like Scholars and Regatta Bar.
Okay.
Right.
This is the Berkeley hang.
Yeah, it's
Ah,
like
I
where
see.
kind of students go to play, you know.
Is the owner a graduate from there also, or just?
No, but he's
No.
been doing it for a while. Like I think his grandpa used to do it or something. I think. Yeah, the oldest.
Oldest
Like
jazz club
Charlie
in the
Parker
United
used to
States.
play there. And
Oh,
stuff.
really?
Yeah. Mm.
Whoa, that old?
Yeah, it's really old. Yeah.
I see. Maybe even older than Village Vanguard.
Maybe, yeah,
Yeah.
it is.
So
Design,
cool.
and they're really proud of it, you know.
Yeah.
Oldest jazz club in the United. I think something like that. You know?
I see. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Okay, then maybe I will ask. So, what's your? How do you start to learn drums?
Okay, so I think like a lot of, I don't know if it's true here, but like in Singapore, you know, every kid has to go to piano lessons.
Oh,
So I
really?
started earlier than you. Ha! I started at 4, but I mean like I'm not so great now. So
Do you mean every kid? So do you mean it's like
It's a cultural thing,
okay.
like classical music. We all start very young, and then I think it's great because we start classically, which is a great foundation. So I started on classical piano. Some people do violin, some people do guitar. I started on piano, and then it's love hate. I don't want to practice. Parents forced me to practice. But when I found the drums, I was 18. That's when I started playing. That was my high school jazz band. And that's where I really felt like, wow, I think I could try and make this a career.
I see.
And then, I play a few instruments. I did a composition major in Berkeley. So I play bass, I play drums, I know how the horns work. And I wrote big band charts. And then it just really broadened my horizons with regards to how to play even any instrument. You just think of more sounds.
I think it's kind of rare for a drummer to study composition. I mean, because maybe it's just Taiwan. Because most of the drummer here, they just play drums. They kind of don't know how to like orchestration stuff.
It's the same.
So do you think that this training influenced on your drums playing?
It definitely did because like right now, I don't want to speak for other drummers, but for me, what I might have used to do is I think, okay, I'm going to play 8 bars here, and then I'm going to make sure I do a fill so the guys know that's the end of 8 bars. But right now it's like, okay, there's this chord change here and it's beautiful. So what am I going to do to highlight that? Play the bell, something like that. I mean, of course, I'm not thinking, play the bell. It's like, it's just part of me because of my composition training.
Yeah. I see. So how do you start to, I mean, you mean you also go to like in high school have a jazz band?
Yeah, so in high school, that's where I actually started slightly before that, like at the end of middle school in the symphonic band. So I actually played all sorts of drums, percussion. I've been in the orchestra.
So you also have like classical percussion training?
I have classical percussion training and piano training and whatever, and like qualification and theory and all that. But I mean, in the end, it doesn't matter because it's just what goes into you and then it comes out of you.
I see. So when you study in Berkeley, you've mentioned that you guys go to the same class about the like Middle Eastern music stuff. The only you?
That was just me, I think.
Oh, I see.
I don't think you took the microtonal
I almost wanted to take that class, but it clashed with something. But when I was in New York, I managed to learn under a great professor in Queen's College, my school that I studied for my master's program. I learned a whole bunch of ethnic percussion, like the rig, the frame drum, the tabla.
Oh, really?
Congas. Oh, is it?
I
you're
played
the one.
tabla
Okay,
before.
because he's mentioned you. And that, in addition to like playing piano and bass and all that, it really expanded my sound, like how I think of it, and I start to like hit the drums in different ways and all that.
I see. OK， now
转换中文。
好，那我用中文好了。好，那你的背景是什么？你怎么接触到爵士乐？
我其实我的背景其实有点奇妙。一开始我其实是学国乐的，中国音乐，就是大家熟悉的二胡啊、琵琶这些。那小时候大概小3、小4的时候吧，对，那开始就是我的第一样乐器其实是二胡。那之后我读的是国乐班。对，现在可能会比较在学校里面比较还是有，但是慢慢越来越少。对，国乐班，然后国中的时候，老师可能认为我长得太高了，对，然后就叫我去拉 double bass。所以其实这很奇妙，就是我跟 double bass 的一开始，我其实是很讨厌这个乐器的。对，对，因为它很大，你必须搬着它到处走。
这有点像就是那个摇滚乐团里面，就是没有贝斯手，然后就是吉他，
对，就是对，你会很无奈，然后你又对 double bass 是一个非常很困难的乐器。对，那之后我的高中跟大学我是念台南艺术大学。对，那台南艺术大学我还是念中国音乐系，但是我的主修是 double bass。所以会有点奇怪，就是我的主修项目考试项目还是拉古典的 concerto sonata。但是我的可能音乐史、音乐的器乐概论等等之类的是学中国音乐的器乐概论跟音乐史。对。那我一开始接触爵士，其实是在我大一的时候。对，大一的时候。
等等，我很好奇，那double bass 在国乐里面通常会 弹什么样的东西？就根音咚咚咚这样吗？
其实说白了，为什么在中国音乐，这可能对于很多人可能不知道这件事情，就是到底为什么中国音乐学系里面会有西洋乐器呢？其实只是单纯的音乐，所谓的现代国乐团，就是我们平常看到我们说的 Chinese orchestra， 它的编制其实就是有被西洋化影响，所以它的低音声部其实乐器的。一开始乐器其实是用我们俗称的革胡跟贝革胡去演奏，但是这两个乐器它的制作过程是必须要用蟒蛇皮去做的。那蟒蛇是保育类动物，
快要绝种了。
对，快要绝种了，所以你不太可能用，就是它没办法量产嘛。所以取而代之就是他们用了西洋乐器的 cello 跟 bass， 这也是为什么在中国音乐里面，可能在学校里面你会看到有一些中国音乐学系里面会有主修是西洋乐器的。cello 跟 bass 的学生，
那在国乐里面通常是手指拨弹还是用弓拉？
其实都还是有，但大部分还是弓拉。对，因为他在国乐团里面主要的工作跟角色，当然就是跟西洋的 classical 的 orchestra 其实是一样的意思，就是 support 低音嘛。对
，OK。
那对我大一接触了爵士，那接触爵士之后呢，其实我相信有很多台湾的。学爵士的或者是喜欢爵士的人的背景可能跟我相同，就是参加所谓的两厅院爵士夏令营或是 TISJA， 对，就像华健老师就是从所谓的 TISJA 出来的，对，然后参加营队、参加赤足空的一些团体班之类的，对，然后慢慢的去认识人这样子
，OK，
对，然后至今，对
，OK，so like you have like learned from Middle Eastern music, and you have learned Chinese music, and you have learned like tabla, or do you have any folklore influence in your music growing background?
I mean, they will always play this. I grew up in this state called Sarawak in Malaysia, and they had this kind of I guess an oud kind of instrument called the sape, and they will always play that around. It's like a pentatonic scale based instrument.
It's how many strings? How many strings is it?
It's 4 strings, I think.
I see.
It depends, but like only one string basically plays melody. The rest are drone strings.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So they always play that in like official events. So I guess subconsciously, maybe, you know.
Okay. Okay, that's very interesting. Okay, so like how do you guys meet each other, and how do you form this band?
Okay, well, Andrew and I were playing together at Berkeley, and he asked me to play his senior recital. That was where we played the most together, because we were just playing a whole hour of duo concert, which was interesting because guitar-piano duo is not so common, I guess. So the first time he asked me, I thought it was just for 1 or 2 songs on the show, but then it was the whole concert. It was challenging but really fun, and then I got to know Andrew much more. And then we moved together to New York, and we're playing there a lot together, duos in different bands together.
Yes.
My music, his music, other people's music.
I see.
So I knew that I want him on this tour, because there was a time where I was mostly playing just trios, piano trio, and didn't really want any guitar instrument in my band.
Pianists and guitarists always hate each other, normally.
You know, and at Berkeley, sometimes the ensembles can get quite packed because people really want to study with that teacher or so, and then you have like 2 guitarists and the piano in there, and it's just too much, and it doesn't work. So it doesn't really help to appreciate the guitar when you've spent many years doing that. But when we were playing together, like now really I know that I want the guitar in my music. Like I could not really imagine playing my music without some sort of guitar instrument.
I think maybe that's because your music always have a like folklore quality. I think string instrument will be very fit.
And also maybe because it comes from that singer-songwriter.
You
know, John too. Then Eugene and I have been playing just different projects at Berkeley, and then also in New York a couple of times, but we didn't spend so much time in New York together. Once or twice, right? but yeah, I knew that when I come here, I was looking for a drummer in the area, and
Yeah.
I was just thinking first. I was thinking of Eugene,
I see.
maybe because I don't know. Maybe because he plays all these different percussion instruments, and so, and somehow that just his playing just then fits to my kind of idea of what I want from a drummer.
Do you live in New York also, or you live in Malaysia now?
I'm Singaporean.
Singapore. Yeah, sorry. Excuse me.
It used to be the same for 1 year. I'm based in Singapore right now. I actually went to Berkeley in 2014, went to New York in 2016, and I came back at the very end of 2017. I've been in Singapore almost a year now, and I've just been building my career, playing a lot, playing different kinds of music.
Yeah.
And so that's why when he came to Asia, Southeast Asia first, and then now Taiwan.
Yeah.
And I'm really close, so I guess you save on airfare, and I'm not that bad, I guess.
That's right.
So you also play with there's an organist in Singapore. I forget his name.
Karong.
Yeah. So you also play with him?
I know him. I haven't met him for a while, but we have met in the
see.
past and talked, and
I see. Cool. I see.
Yeah, and then Jack, with Jack, I've been playing I think 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And there was just one concert at Rhythm Alley.
Yeah.
So I've been to Taiwan a couple of times because I have a lot of friends here.
I see.
And I came as a tourist, and when I was thinking maybe it would be nice when I go travel to also play my music.
I see.
So I was writing to a couple of clubs here, to Café Rosia, to Sappho, and to the Rhythm Alley, if I could perform my music.
Yeah.
And the Rhythm Alley was still available, and Andrew Salim was telling me that he could get together a band of Taiwanese musicians.
Yes.
So it was Jack. He brought Jack, and then Andrew was playing the drums, and
I see.
Terry was playing saxophone.
Ah, I see. Okay.
So that's how we met.
I
So
see.
when I was thinking we could do a tour here in Asia, first I was thinking of just Taiwan. So I reached out to Jack to see if we can do something together. And then later when I realized I want to also bring Andrew, then we just expanded the whole tour to Malaysia, Singapore, and Taiwan.
I see. Could you talk about like your experience in Taiwan? Like, why do you come to Taiwan before the? Is it kind of private, or is it okay to discuss it?
I mean, I definitely, I really enjoyed Taiwan. I think it's a place where I like just spending time.
Yeah.
I would say, and I don't know. I mean, why would you not want to come to Taiwan?
Do you like the food here, or
I love the
the
food.
culture?
Yes, for sure. And
So you go to sightseeing before?
yes, I was traveling Alishan, Taroko,
Tirava Mountain.
the Elephant Mountain at the end of Red Line, right? And what's the other? The really high mountain? Xiaoshan? No.
玉山吗?
玉山
Jade Mountain?
Jade Mountain?
No, it's just outside of Taipei.
Outside of Taipei?
Yangmingshan
I
Mountain,
see.
yeah. That's a really nice hike. I like hiking.
Yeah, I
It's like-
see.
Yeah. So I guess that's also a reason why I like Taiwan. I think Taipei is a really nice city because you have the nature is so close.
Yeah.
That's something I always missed in New York.
Yeah.
Because New York is very hard to get out of the city.
Yeah.
Here, even if you don't have a car, you can take a bus to the national park and you can just go for a nice hike.
Yeah.
You have great food and the people are really nice.
Yes.
You know, so
And the 7-Eleven.
I love tea. That's too. Yeah.
Yeah, I see. Okay. I think maybe it's time to take a short break now. Yes, and we will come back for maybe 10 minutes. Okay? Is that okay?
Thank you.
Thank you. 欢迎大家再回到蹦蹦 Music 的现场。那上半场其实上半场的时间，我们其实就是像请这些音乐家们介绍了一些他们的音乐的背景，然后他们的成长过程，他们怎么接触到爵士乐，还有怎么组成这个乐团的一些过程。那在下半场呢，就是我想要请他们就是跟大家分享他们自己的音乐，就是这个乐团的音乐是什么样子，然后是受到什么样的影响，还有他们就是之后就是这一两个礼拜以内，也会在台湾有很多的巡回的演出。那我也会请他们就是分享一下这些就是演出的讯息，然后大家如果对他们的音乐有兴趣的话，都可以去就是 follow 他们的就是一些活动的那个讯息。对，好 ，OK， I finished my introduction. Okay, then I would like to ask you to like share how do you compose for this band, or how do you compose for your own music? What's your influence, and like what kind of artist is your favorite? Like influence your composition most?
Okay. I think my music, I said it before, is we all play a lot of jazz music, but
Yes.
And that's what we studied and also listened to a lot. But I think in the end, my writing is much more songwriting, not really from the jazz era,
Yeah.
like Cole Porter and those guys. Although we all love those standards.
Yeah.
But I feel for me the writing, just lyric-wise and all that, really comes from the folk and singer-songwriter tradition. And
Yeah.
so when I look at lyric writing, the way I really got into that was when I got to know Leonard Cohen.
Yeah.
He wrote Hallelujah, his most famous song.
Yeah.
But he wrote many other great lyrics that are just really deep, very complex lyrics that that sound beautiful, but also carry a lot of meaning.
Yes.
And oftentimes these are songs that you listen to the first time, you already like them, but maybe you listen 10 times and you realize that maybe the message is completely different from what you first thought it is.
Yeah.
And he writes in beautiful pictures, you know.
Yeah.
So he's definitely a big influence on lyric writing for me.
I see.
Then people like Joni Mitchell.
Yeah. So do you also like reading like poems to take inspiration from?
I like reading poems. I always wish I had more time to read.
Yeah.
But I know the past years, you know, studying at Berkeley and then living in New York, I didn't have so much time for doing these things. I feel like for me, for writing, I need a lot of space, time-wise.
Yeah.
Also in my mind.
Yeah.
And at Berkeley and in New York, it wasn't really the place to have space. You know, I got a lot of information. I learned a lot of new things. I also wrote, of course, a couple of new songs because it was also a very inspiring time that definitely influenced my songwriting.
Yes.
But I think I always need time to write, for sure. And so when we were organizing this tour, I wanted to write some new music, but it was very hard because I also had to organize this whole tour. So that it's kind of another part of the brain.
Yeah.
And the writing is just somewhere else. Even practicing, I think, for me, is in another space than composing. And we all compose. I'm sure you agree on that.
Yeah.
I feel like for me, there are times where I practice a lot and times where I write a lot.
Yeah.
It's never really at the same time for me.
Yeah. Do you plan to like release your own album or in the future?
Andrew and I have just been recording 4 songs in Boston. Not with this group, of course, because we were in Boston.
Yeah.
But there was a very nice session we had for those 4 songs. And
the songs are all on your website, right?
Not yet. So
not
they're
yet.
currently being mixed and mastered.
I see.
And once they're done, then we release like the songs one by one.
Yeah, I see.
And eventually, I hope I can make an album out of those 4 songs and the ones that I have also written. I have, of course, written more than 4 songs.
Yeah.
So we want to record the other songs as well, make it an album.
Yes.
Although the challenge is for me on an album to somehow make it a coherent sound,
Yeah.
because those songs, like some of the songs are rather old songs, and then some are very new. So my writing and my sound has changed.
Yes.
So I need to see how to make that a coherent sound for the whole album.
Yeah.
That's the challenge. But then I also wonder who really buys album nowadays. You know.
Me,
So-
I still buy
I
album.
mean, I think
musicians
musicians do.
buy,
Yes, for sure.
Yeah.
Yes,
Buy albums from each other.
Yes. So. I think we all do, and we collect albums and all that, but I think most just casual listeners don't really do that.
Yeah.
So that's a challenge for all musicians. What do we do? Like, what's the best way to do that? Because I noticed when I think when I was 17 or so, I released my first like self-produced recorded album.
Yeah.
You know, like I don't sell it anymore, so because it's way back, but. I think at that time I could still sell a lot of CDs.
Oh, really?
Because it was before the Spotify era.
Yeah.
But nowadays I think that's much harder to do.
Yes.
So I'm figuring out what the best way to do is. I think like on this tour I really try to collect a lot of email addresses. So I think I will release songs and people should give me their email address in return. Yeah. And then I can reach out, for support when we go play somewhere. They come out, so I think that's worth a lot.
Yeah, I see. Because right. I read a jazz musician, Linda. Oh, you didn't know?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because she said that like releasing an album is like accumulating your resume. It's not really for making money.
Yeah. And it
Very
costs a lot
expensive
of
business
money.
card.
Yeah. Business card.
For sure. Yeah. But of course, it's also an artistic challenge and something we all want to do. Yes. I mean, we grew up listening to albums, so somehow it feels wrong to just only make it like the album is like a book.
Yeah.
It would be like releasing only like one chapter after the other, but never the whole book. That would be strange.
Yes.
So I really want to release that whole book at some point.
I see.
But financially, marketing-wise, I guess releasing each chapter makes just more sense nowadays.
Yeah, I see. Okay. So then you guys will have a tour in Taiwan, right? And could you Jack, could you share the information?
我觉得我可以先讲一下，就是这一次 tour 的一些过程，其实蛮有趣的，因为这有点像是我们第一次见面，第一次自己去策划这一切的，不论是我们的机票、我们的吃喝住，在各个不同国家的吃喝住，还有我们演出的收入来源等等。对，就算因为我们没有任何公司的 sponsor， 也没有任何的我们有某些的赞助。对，像是德国公司的赞助，I'm talking about the sponsor. Yeah,
Goethe Institute.
Yeah. 对，然后当然我在这一切，因为马来西亚的部分就是最主要就是有Julian， 然后 Andrew 和 Eugene 他们，马来西亚跟新加坡是他们去 organize。那台湾的部分就是由我。对，那过程其实我要感谢很多人，就是帮助我很多，像就是不论是学校也好，像因为我们在台湾的部分，我们会到2所大学，分别是辅仁大学音乐系，爵士组，算是全系的活动啦，就是整个学校的活动。那还有台南艺术大学的，就我以前的母校去做工作坊跟音乐会这样子。那也很感谢，就是台湾所有的展演空间。不论是 Space 还是所有的像我们常去的雅痞、大理泽，然后还有 Cold Swing， 对，就是这过程当中我们面临很多困难，很多挫折也好，或者是困难也好，对。那就像 Julian 讲了，他身为一个 band leader， 他必须要去 figure out 所有人的flight ticket。我们每天晚上几乎都是在 check 我们的飞机票是不是正确。当然我们的我们对，然后还有我们中间甚至出了很多的问题，比如说像是我们的 delay， 花了很多钱去买我们的 luggage， 对之类的。对，那但我觉得这一次的 tour 一开始其实是我跟 Julian 有点像是谈话间的玩笑，就是。但对我来说，我是很认真的，觉得 Julian 的音乐是真的很影响我的，然后也是我真的很喜欢的。对，那我们就是开玩笑说，有一天晚上我们就是他来台湾玩之后，他隔天要飞回德国，然后我们就走在。
You have no idea why. He keep looking at you.
You want to use the English?
Like, as if you understand.
He's smiling. And that's my bad.
I just told you about we take water on the Marty, and talking about the tour. Yeah. Can I keep going to Chinese? OK. 对，那在那之后，其实我们就是彼此有去持续的保持的联络。那一直到今年的7月，我们其实才正式的开始去策划这场tour，整个亚洲的 tour。对，那我们这场直播之后呢，开始我们14号我们会在第一场首场会是在台北的马萨里斯。对，那在接下来我们会到辅仁大学，15号我们会在辅仁大学音乐系。下午会在辅仁大学音乐系做一场半工作坊、半音乐会的演出。那晚上之后，我们还会再回来 Space 这边，我们会做一个品酒音乐会。对，那刚刚听那个 Space 跟我就是 Henry 他跟我说，我们现在票售出，因为在现场位置不大，不多，所以应该只剩10几张。对，大家如果想的话，可以赶快去抢购。对，然后。16号我们会在雅痞 Bookstore， 对，那17号开始我们会开始往南部走，对，那17号我们会在台中的达里哲招待所，演出也是一样是晚上，然后18号开始我们会直接到台南去，然后我们会在台南做为期3天的工作坊，我们是跟 Coswing 合作，对，那接下来21号跟22号我们会在台南艺术大学，21号是音乐会，在台南艺术大学办音乐会跟workshop， 然后22号也会有，对，那23、24会在高雄的马萨里斯，对，演出，然后最后我们的 final 场就是在25号在台南梦想田音乐馆，对，那希望大家可以多多去关注，如果有需要购票或者是演出讯息的，都可以上我们的fan page， 可以上Julian 的 fan page， 或者是到各个展演空间的场地去做洽询。对，那希望大家可以多多支持，因为对我来说办这场 tour，算是我人生第一次吧，就是因为我之前表演都一直在台湾，我没有很常出去。You understand? Really? OK 对，然后这次算是我之前虽然也有，但是没有到这么正式的 tour。对，那这次算是人生第一次出去表演演出到各个地方去。对，那我觉得对我来说，这个乐团的存在跟它的起源有一个很大的影响，是我很希望我们可以去 share 音乐给不同的国家的人。其实我蛮感动的，因为我们在马来西亚的部分有受到3间新闻报的采访。对，那当中我有遇到台湾的记者，那也有遇到台湾的乡亲特地跑来看我们表演，就是非常的开心。然后当然也有从德国来的，Don't worry， 从德国来的
乡亲
对，Thank you for your transport。对，就是特别跑来新加坡来看我们表演这样子。对，那目前的售票状况其实都还不错，当然都还有剩余的位置。对，
那个详细的就是场地跟票价资讯有没有比较统一整理的地方？就是除了 Julian 的网页外，你还有整理在哪边吗？
统一整理的部分，其实我们目前的做法是，这其实也算是一种我们目前的尝试啦。对，一开始我其实是想要跟 Space 这边做一个统合的连接，就是他们在 Space 的网站上面去做分享这样子。对，那但是后来，因为其实这场 tour 的整个规划其实蛮紧迫的。对，那后来其实目前你可以找到的详细资讯，其实最好还是去 Facebook 上面去找场地空间的他们自己的 event，然后 活动页面上面 Julian 的粉丝页上面也会有详细的活动 event。对，那购票洽询的话，台湾的乡亲朋友们可以直接私讯我，没有关系，我非常乐意帮大家买票。对，那event上面基本上都会有。对，除了大学的部分，因为大学是等于是系上的一个活动，所以其实不太对外开放。但其他之外，其实都可以去洽询跟报名这样子。
Only you have fan page, or you guys also have fan page?
Yes.
Maybe you can tell the audience about your fan page, how to search
Yeah,
it
sure.
on Facebook.
I don't know if we can find the information from Bon Music, this website, but my name is Eugene Seow. Eugene Seow Music. Instagram, Facebook is the same. I post all the events. So does Julian.
Yeah, Julian Moreen. And then my website is julianmoreen.com.
Moreen, right?
Yes, that's right.
Okay.
对，不好意思，插个话，就是大家现在可以马上拿起手机去扫描你的 QR，直播上面现在直播画面上面的 QR code， 那你就可以找到我们的所有的演出资讯跟连接这样子。
Okay, cool.
对。
Okay. I think it's time. Maybe I think the time is maybe 15 minutes left. So maybe we will call it a day, and you guys could perform your music again for the audience. Now, is it okay?
Yeah, one more song.
Yeah, one more song.
Sure.
Yeah.
Of course.
那我们就是今天的访谈大概就到这边。那等一下就是Julian他们的话会再为大家带来一首他们自己的作品，那就请大家就是稍等一下，然后我们来欣赏，谢谢。
cobblestone pavement, trying to catch the falling leaves. The morning glow has painted a smile on her cheek, underneath the shadow of a lonesome melody. She asked if I come over just for a cup of tea. And when she smiled, my heart was beating like raindrops on the sea. And I walk her home on Gainsborough Street. I was complete. Took a train to Portland, took a plane to Rome. Danced along the sidewalk through rain and through storm. But coming home on Gainsborough Street, I was completely in love. Take me to the crossroad where it all began, to the rivers and the fields beneath the sun, before the vows we took have come undone. A river and we float on a tree. It may roar, it may whisper, but always reaches the sea. And time is like water slipping straight through my hands. So come live in this moment as long as you can. Take me to the crossroad where it all began, to the rivers and the fields beneath the sun, before the vows we took. Never come back. We won't forget. We've remained the same since we first met under the
今天的直播，然后非常谢谢蹦蹦 Music 还有蹦蹦整个蹦 Music 整个团队，然后希望大家可以多多支持我们。那有需要任何的购票，有需要任何的洽询资讯，都可以扫描 QR code， 然后看或者是可以看到我们海报。对，那大家可以再去关注详细资讯。然后今天就谢谢大家的观赏跟聆听，谢谢。